How you doing, everybody? I'm Strangest Amethyst, and welcome to LEGO Races. Now, what can I say to give a sense of my history with this particular game? If I could go back in time for a couple of days, I would go back to the day that I first discovered LEGO Races. I believe it's one of, if not the first game I found myself absolutely loving back in my youth. Fast forward a fair few years to about 2014, and I had a bit of a resurgence of interest in this particular game when I was hooked on kart races. And coming back to it now, I found there's a lot of things I can appreciate more now than I could then, like the visual design of the tracks and a fair few gameplay mechanics that I still really like. But I'll get into those once we get racing. Of course, before we race, we need a driver and a car. Here I've assembled a kind of futuristic racer, so let's give her a backstory. In the year 2099, the quiet town of Studmore ran a secret project to train the best LEGO racer ever. Of all the applicants, one in particular shone above the rest. Applicant 13, named Melissa. Her graduation from the project set her destiny in stone and branded her with the most efficient name ever created. Melissa 13. Alright, we've got our driver, now let's make the car. This being LEGO, you can build your own car using bricks from a variety of different sets. You've got the medieval set, the space set, the generic set, and so on. We've got a variety of basic chassis to play around with, but I've gone for the long grey racing chassis. No joke, back in the day, all I wanted to do was make my car look like one of the AI racers. Not the circuit champion with their unique car and brick set, mind you, one of the other NPC racers who all use this chassis but have it coloured differently. I actually remember lamenting that I couldn't match the unique colouring of some of the other racers. For example, there's a racer in the first circuit called Robin Hood, who has this chassis, but in brown, with green bricks that I'm quite sure you can't get at all. Of course, I now realise that the reason why that is that all the other racers have their cars uniquely modelled and texture mapped, but at the time I was just like, no, I want the crests. Alright, now I've got a car and a driver, it's time to race, let's take on circuit mode. This is LEGO Race's main mode, where you take on 4 tracks in sequence, racing against the circuit champion. First up, the nefarious pirate, Captain Redbeard.
Hey, and hey, seas, and land. You are no match for the great Captain Redbeard, so give it up, matey.
A truly salty sea dog there. Many thanks to MattView72 for the voiceover. And we're off! Right, while we get started, I'll explain how I'm going to do this. To keep things interesting, if I ever have a lap where I'm quite far ahead or otherwise, not encountering many other racers, I'll speed up the footage to reduce the amount of time that you're just watching me, slide around the track more or less unopposed. Is that okay? Okay. I'll also be trying to use the warp power-up as little as possible. For those who play LEGO Races, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If I used the warp as much as I did back in the day, the whole video would just be constant warps. You wouldn't even get to see the track at all. Right, let's do this. So this is Imperial Grand Prix, a great little first level if you ask me. I love the historical maritime theme, and it manages to introduce a lot of the game's basic concepts very quickly. In a second, we'll get another look at the swinging barrel that sets up how you'll be facing some stage hazards as you progress through the game. And it's quite a good introduction because the stage hazards in this game will mess you up if you're ever unlucky enough to get caught in one of them. Another concept this track introduces is the activatable shortcuts, probably one of my favourite parts of LEGO Races. It's coming up in just a moment. What you got to do, you have to get a cannonball and blow away this stack of barrels and wood planks, leaving you free to shave off quite a bit of the track, allowing you to pass by a little hairpin bend. Case in point, using that shortcut just gave me a bit more of a lead against Captain Redbeard and a break from his endless cannonball spam. Every circuit champion has a bit of a strategy to them. There's always something they like to do. As you can probably tell, Captain Redbeard loves hoarding the red bricks, which give you offensive weapons. As such, every single time you try and overtake him, it's probably a good idea to have a defensive blue brick which gives you a shield, so that you don't get annihilated by the inevitable cannonball that will be coming your way the second you inch past him. Boom, and with that, Melissa 13 claims her first victory. Alright, on to the next level, Dark Forest Dash. Here we go. If you accelerate right after one, you get a boost. Lovely, there we go. Alright, I'm going to kick off Dark Forest Dash with a quick explanation about the bricks. The coloured bricks give you a power-up, and collecting white bricks increases the strength of that power-up. For example, if I grabbed a red brick, I would start with a cannonball. If I then collect a white brick, that gets upgraded to a grappling hook, which I can use to latch onto an opponent and fling myself past them. Once I've collected the maximum 3 white bricks, my red brick reaches its maximum rank, which is a set of incredibly deadly homing missiles. My heart goes out to all of you out there who have nearly beaten a race in this game, only to get hit by all 3 of those bloody things and end up in 6th. Okay, this here is the danger of racing Captain Redbeard if you're in front of him. Yeah, there you go. I knew there was a cannonball coming. There is never not a cannonball coming with him. You've basically just got to have a shield ready at all times. Or do this. Block him. Stop him getting those red bricks. Nah, mate, they're mine. Get back there, that's it. Get him out the way. There is no shame in constantly blasting Captain Redbeard back. He will do the same to you. Speaking of packing a shield, pack a shield for when you go by that ghost. If you run into the ghost, it sort of picks you up and starts spinning you around, which can be absolutely devastating for your race at this point. Let's not forget, we're on the second track here. We are past the point of restarting. If you restart, you got to do Imperial Grand Prix again. Alright, I'm just watching the minimap like a hawk. I can see how close Captain Redbeard is behind me. Now, the circuit champion actually seems to be a little bit faster than everyone else. Oftentimes, they will be the ones who are making gains on you. I don't know if that's down to rubber banding or they are just generally a little bit faster than you. But one thing I do quite like is, you know, obviously most of the time, the circuit champion will be the only person providing you opposition. Every now and again, something will happen to them. It will be by complete chance, by complete luck, but the circuit champion will get knocked back, allowing some of the other racers to attempt for the lead. There is nothing better than having one of the other racers beat the circuit champion, leaving the champion to take 3rd place and more often than not giving you quite a big lead in terms of overall points. Unfortunately, as we saw there, Captain Redbeard having a red brick ready led to me sacrificing 1st place. Perhaps I'll need to break out the big guns on the next track, Magma Moon Marathon. Oh yes, got a green boost that time, marvellous. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Magma Moon Marathon, the game's first space-themed level and home to what is, in my opinion, the coolest shortcut in the game. All I've got to do is grab a shield, gently mosey on around this corner, grab a white brick. Boom! That's right, that wall is solid normally, but if you get a shield and start using it nearby, it will turn into a hologram. I love that so much. It's one of those great little completely unmentioned secrets that you just happen to figure out on your own. I know it sounds incredibly weird that I'm going this crazy over a shortcut, but just discovering that on my own back in the day went a long way towards cementing LEGO Races as a game I properly liked. Also, there I go, breaking one of the rules of my playthrough, I used a warp. In my defense, I did not say I wouldn't use them, I said I would minimize my use of them. But in any case, what I thought I'd do on this level is to show off just quite what happens to the race when you spam the warp. I used to do this all the time when I was younger because, like, you know, losing's scary, you know what I mean? You don't want to lose, you don't want to come second, you don't want to come third, you want to come first. I have come to the realization that spamming the warps makes the game ridiculously easy, which is probably why a lot of the later tracks, as in the later circuits, make it very, very difficult to get white bricks, especially early on. But there we go. In any case, Melissa 13 warps to victory. Last but not least, the sandy dunes of Desert Adventure Dragway. And as we blast off from the starting line, we find ourselves in the final level of Captain Redbeard's circuit, Desert Adventure Dragway. Another pretty good level in my view. It looks rather nice. I like the way they Legoified the ancient Egyptian theme, and of course, there's a couple of really fun secrets to find. Of course, this being the final level, Captain Redbeard. Yes, indeed, Captain Redbeard is going to be at his absolute Redbeardiest.
No match for the captain.
As always, overtake the man without a shield at your own peril. Got the shield going, I'm going to zoom past, I'm going to get a cannonball. That is a yes, I did get a cannonball. You've always got to be ready for the Redbeard. You've got to be ready for him with a shield. Because he's going to... Case in point, my word, he does not stop. Like, the funny thing is, I think very, very rarely, I suppose it's to fit with the pirate theme, I've only very rarely seen him upgrade it. Like, I think occasionally he will upgrade it to a grappling hook, and like, you know, I've had a couple times been hooked by how many speeds past. But for the most part, when did he even get that one? I can only assume when we were coming up the ramp. But this cannonball isn't for him, it's for this, to ensure my victory. Yes, I know, I'm the worst. I have not got the warps out my system just yet, apparently. They will cool down, believe me. Do not worry, they will cool down. I'm not going to start skipping over every single race. But yes, to actually finish what I was saying earlier, it seems like 95% of the time Captain Redbeard will use the cannonball and not upgrade it. Which I suppose is, part of his function as the first boss, because of course, you don't want the very first boss of the game going crazy, like using every power-up under the sun to take you down. Then again, even if he wanted to, it is now too late. Melissa 13 has claimed victory. Captain Redbeard is officially defeated. Show me the scores. 110, 20-point lead. Not too bad, not too bad. Woo, yeah! Be the first boss of the game. Woo! Yeah! Celebrating tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo! But wait, what's this? Oh my god, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the LEGO racing world runs on pink slips. When you defeat your opponent, you get their car and all the bricks that go along with it. Right, I think Melissa 13 needs a bit of an update. Oh yes, ready to race in style another day. Right, next time we face the second circuit champion, King Kahuka. Thank you very much for watching the first episode of the LEGO Racers playthrough. I've been Strangest Amethyst, and thank you very much for watching.